What's happening, guys? In this video, we're going to cover one of the most requested topics in the history of this course, which is modulation wheel techniques and tips. So I'm going to share some of my personal practices and my tips and tricks for recording good modulation lines, but also show you like in real time how I record or re-record this little example that I've currently recorded with absolutely no modulation change or no use of the mod wheel. It's just static, and you're gonna hear a big difference in before and after this has been applied. So let's start with the basics. Say I have some string chords and I want to record these chords. The way I kind of think about the modulation is putting myself again into the mind of an instrumentalist or a group of instrumentalists. And I'm thinking about the ebb and flow of the energy that I want in this chord progression or in this piece. So I usually start, fairly soft, and I let it grow, and I have ebbs and flows of energy that rises and kind of pulls back, and then rises more and pulls back in the different phrases. So say we have this chord progression. Fairly straightforward. Let's get a little bit more volume. Then with a mod wheel, I'd probably play something like this. Start quite soft. And go up again. Let's just record something so we can look at it after as well. So there we pretty much have like a long little performance of different chords that could be a whole theme basically. You could hear that it's rising and falling in energy for each round of the chords. And it's the same chords pretty much the whole time. But see, in the beginning I start quite soft and I let it rise at the highest chord, and when the chords go down, I'll let it go down too. And I take a little break in between the phrases, then I start again, and I kind of go a little bit louder this time. And then I go down, not as much as the first time. And then, I go all the way to the top and let it fall all the way to the bottom again. And this way you're creating a little journey and a story that's told through this energy that's very similar to how we are structuring our melodies. If you remember from the melody chapter, we talk about the shape of the melody kind of rising and rising and rising and hitting, the top point in the second third. And this is kind of how I do longer chord progressions in terms of modulation wheel as well. I try to hit the climax in the second third and then have it drop again. So that's one way to do it. The same thing goes for melodies as well. We can just do that, I guess, over here just to give you a little idea. Let's try to do a cello. So again, I'll start all the way at the bottom and I'll let the energy follow the rising movements of these chords. Let's do it. Again, this is just a quick example and a little improvisation, but let's listen to the example and look at the modulation information. You can also see my hand playing it as well. See, it's a very similar structure to the info from the chord recording we did. And it's a bit naked because there's no bass or anything like that, which actually we can just add right now and see how that changes things. I'll use this one. A little bit rough there at the end, but you get the idea. Let's just look at that modulation info as well. You can see starting quite soft, going in waves, coming up, going down, coming up all the way to the top, and then down again. Now, let's look at some common problems that you might face, because let's listen to, let's do this. All right. Let me record something to show you some common problems that you will very likely face.